Really, nigga?
Are you tired of opening Instagram, seeing 5 reels, 2 of them being ads, the other 3 being about people living their best lives? Well, you're not alone. Lots of people are now mass quitting social media, and that includes Gen Z too. So why in a world where being connected at all times is so important are people choosing to go offline? And how did the platforms that were meant to connect people became the very reason we now feel so disconnected? In this video, we're going to take a look at the beginning, the rise, and the downfall of social media, and maybe by the end, you'll end up quitting too. Now, before we start bitching about how social media now sucks, let's take a look at how and why it became such an integral part of our lives in the first place. Before all the TikToks, tweets, and hashtags, social media was different to the point that it wasn't actually the social media that we are so used to now. There weren't any influencers selling you green tablets that magically made you healthy. No, the early social media was more about connecting with others than flexing in front of them. It was more about sharing interests than getting likes. Platforms like bulletin board systems, a server that ran software that allowed users to connect remotely to share information, exchange messages, and download files, which is why they are considered the precursors to modern online forums and social media, providing a community-based platform for discussion and sharing files. Internet Relay Chat, or IRCs, a protocol that allowed for real-time text-based communication, allowed users to join channels that were group chat rooms for discussions on specific topics or have private one-to-one conversations. But the first actual platform that was considered a true social networking site was 6 Degrees, because it let people create profiles and add friends. The early 2000s marked a turning point in terms of social media. It was during this period social media became truly social. Sites like Friendster, MySpace, LinkedIn emerged, emphasizing connection, profile-based identity, and user-generated content. These networks introduced features like lists, messaging, customizable pages that would define social media for the next 2 decades. Now, most of you watching this probably will be familiar with this era as your first encounter with social networking. If you're feeling old, then you're not alone. I feel your pain. MySpace dominated the social media scene during this time, reaching millions of users and becoming the most visited site in the US for the time. MySpace also played a crucial role in the early growth of platforms like YouTube and PhotoBucket, having a unique focus on music and allowing users to interact with celebrities and even help launch the careers of artists like Lady Gaga. Profile customization options were also a game changer, allowing users to personalize their profiles with HTML code, adding background images and music players. This level of customization allowed users to express their individualities in ways that was not possible in any other platform. Us Indians had our own version of MySpace, that was Orkut, which was made by Google and was very popular here.
Orkut is my icon. We love Orkut. Orkut is like a trend. Orkut helps you to connect with your old friends as well as find new friends. And even if your friends go far away, you know that you always have a way to keep in touch with them. I've been on Orkut for over a year. It's totally rough. Orkut is amazing. It's a great networking society. More friends because of Orkut. I've chosen Orkut as my icon.
It's the best thing that happens to the youth generation right now. Orkut is my icon. Orkut rock.
We love Orkut. Orkut is my icon.
Tell me in the comments if any of you remember using it. Social networking was slowly gaining popularity during this time, and people were starting to adopt it into their lives, but its actual boom was only about to get started. If you use social media, or even if you don't anymore, you're probably familiar with the term doom scrolling. Social media addiction is a common thing in today's world, but the seeds of its beginning had been planted way before. We'll come to that. The mid-2000s can be described as the era when social media hit its puberty. YouTube launched in 2005 allowed users to upload and share videos easily online. Anything from people visiting zoos to stunts and pranks became common themes among people making videos. Comedy skits were also common, and amateur musicians used it to upload their music and covers. As YouTube grew, its content also expanded into categories like DIY guides, gaming videos, tutorials, and reviews. The content during this time was focused on personal stories and emotional connection, which helped build communities, something that feels missing in today's videos. Facebook changed the game by introducing the newsfeed, bringing content to you instead of the other way around. Before this, people had to visit other profiles, but now everything was on your homepage. This is where our addiction to scroll infinitely started, and we became slaves to the algorithm. Twitter brought microblogging to the scene, and everything from cleaning my house to feeling hungry was being updated as statuses in real time. Soon after, retweets, location updates, and news sharing followed. And then there was also Tumblr, but neither have I used it, nor do I understand what it's used for. So if anybody uses it or have used it in the past, let me know. The beginning of the smartphone era brought with it new apps that changed how we used social media. Instagram made clicking and sharing pictures cool with its aesthetics and filters. Snapchat introduced disappearing messages, face filters, and stories, which others shamelessly copied later. Musical.ly, which later became TikTok, introduced lip-sync videos, dance challenges, and all the cringe we now associate with modern content. The focus now slowly shifted towards a mobile-first, visually driven, attention-optimized ecosystem. It was during this time that we shifted from logging to our accounts to always being online. At this time, social media usage was at its peak. The more we scrolled, the more attention they got, and the companies took notice. And this is where the downfall of these social media platforms started, at least in terms of content. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, lots of people are quitting social media, and many others are taking a break from it. Now, quitting does not mean that people are deleting their accounts, but the pattern of usage has changed significantly since 2022, with people deactivating their accounts to reduce time on these platforms. Many reports suggest social media usage is declining. People are opting for real-life activities and creative alternatives. Digital detox is a topic now that is rapidly gaining momentum. So, the question is, why is this happening? The answer to this question is not that complex. Social media is not what it used to be, not anymore. The whole reason for having a platform like this was to connect with people, find others that share the same interests, make friends, and express oneself. Take a look at Facebook. It was initially meant to be a platform so that college students can socially connect, create profiles, share basic info, and upload photos. Just a look at its newsfeed now tells you exactly what the problem is. Politically charged posts, misinformation galore, chaotic marketplace, and the cherry on top, AI garbage. Instagram is another platform which probably had the worst transformation from being a simple app where users uploaded photos to share with others to a full-blown commercial bazaar. Ads, sponsored posts, and influencers. It's all random reels, trends, and clickbaits. Think for a moment. How many friends do you actually see posts from? And there is a reason behind it. The term coined by author Kyle Chaika as posting zero, which describes it as a trend where ordinary people stop posting on social media due to exhaustion creeping in from constant sharing or feeling as if one's life is not adequate enough in front of the perfect lives being presented on these platforms, which leads to a potential shift away from personal sharing and towards a future where social media becomes more of a commercial broadcast than a record of everyday life. In conclusion, all I can say is that social media has changed from just platforms for connecting with others to content machines that are driven by algorithms whose sole purpose is to keep user attention. The more attention they can get, the more ads they can show, and the more ads they can show, the more money they can make out of it. Now, there's definitely many downsides of modern social media as well, which can be a topic for another video, but for the sake of this one, let's end it here on a more positive note. So what now? Should we all just delete social media? No, we certainly don't have to. Just limiting one's usage or using it mindfully can be beneficial as well. Replace doom scrolling with fun activities, spend time on hobbies, and no, you don't have to monetize it. Use less distracting alternatives to connect with others, or just do it using the old ways. So, have you ever thought of quitting social media? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, then drop a like on this video and subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next one.